Tanya Latson was already becoming a dangerous name in women's basketball, but nobody expected her rise to suddenly feel this massive. One moment she was simply viewed as an elite scorer putting up crazy numbers in college basketball, and the next moment her name was everywhere across sports pages, fan discussions, highlight channels, and social media debates. What made it even more interesting was that the attention around her didn't come from just one thing. It was the combination of basketball dominance, confidence, mystery, fashion, and celebrity-level attention all happening at the same time. Fans weren't just watching a player anymore, they were watching the beginning of a superstar story unfold in real time. Before the fame exploded, Tanya was simply known as one of the most fearless guards in college basketball while playing at Florida State. Every time she stepped on the court, she played with the mentality of somebody who truly believed nobody could stop her. Defenders struggled to stay in front of her because of how explosive her first step was, and once she got downhill toward the basket, she attacked with aggression that instantly separated her from most guards her age. She didn't play scared, she didn't hesitate, and she definitely didn't care about reputations. Whether she was facing weak teams or elite programs, she attacked the exact same way every single night. As her performances continued getting better, the stats became impossible for basketball fans to ignore. Averaging over 20 points per game at such a young age immediately placed her among the most dangerous scorers in the country. But what made her numbers even scarier was how natural everything looked. She wasn't forcing herself into games or relying on one-dimensional scoring. She could drive to the rim, create difficult shots, finish through contact, pull up from deep range, and punish defenses in transition. Fans started realizing that this wasn't just another good scorer putting up random points. This was somebody with superstar-level offensive instincts. Then things somehow became even crazier. Her scoring numbers climbed higher and higher until she eventually became one of the highest scoring players in women's college basketball. Dropping over 25 points per game completely changed the conversation around her career because now analysts weren't just praising her talent. They were wondering how high her ceiling actually was. Every week new highlights went viral online. Tough finishes, deep threes, fast break takeovers, clutch buckets. She was becoming the type of player people watched even when they didn't support her team. But while fans were busy celebrating the scoring explosions happening at Florida State, another story was quietly building in the background, and that story was South Carolina. Rumors slowly started connecting Tanya Latson to Dawn Staley's powerhouse program, and immediately the internet started reacting. Basketball fans understood the danger instantly because South Carolina already had elite talent, elite coaching, and championship expectations every single season. Adding one of the most explosive scorers in the country to that environment sounded almost unfair before it even happened. The moment the transfer became official, women's basketball social media completely erupted. Fans started calling South Carolina a super team, again because the roster suddenly looked terrifying from top to bottom. Some people even compared the situation to the creation of a basketball dynasty because Dawn Staley already had one of the strongest programs in the country before adding Tanya. That's when the pressure around her career became even bigger. At Florida State she was a star. At South Carolina she was expected to become something greater, a winner on the biggest stage. What shocked many people the most, however, was how much Tanya changed once she entered Dawn Staley's system. Most elite scorers struggle when they move into stacked teams because they are used to controlling everything offensively. But Tanya adapted quickly. Instead of forcing shots or trying to prove she was still the main character every possession, she became smarter and more balanced. Her decision-making improved, her efficiency improved, and even her defensive intensity became more noticeable. That transformation surprised fans because it showed that she wasn't just talented, she was coachable and willing to evolve. Dawn Staley's influence started changing how basketball analysts viewed her future entirely. Before South Carolina, many people saw Tanya primarily as a scorer with star potential. But after watching her sacrifice, defend harder, and contribute in multiple ways, WNBA scouts started looking at her as a complete guard capable of leading winning basketball teams. That shift was huge because it changed the conversation from "can she score?" to "can she become one of the faces of women's basketball?" And honestly, that question started feeling more realistic every month. But basketball success wasn't the only thing fueling her rise. Off the court, Tanya slowly started building a different kind of attention. Celebrity attention. Fans noticed how calm and composed she seemed in interviews and public appearances. Unlike many athletes constantly involved in drama or controversy online, she carried herself quietly and professionally. That mystery around her personality actually made people even more interested because fans always become curious about stars who reveal very little publicly. Then came the fashion moment that completely elevated her popularity to another level. During the WNBA Draft, Tanaya showed up wearing an old Hollywood-inspired look that instantly exploded across social media. Basketball pages reposted her outfit everywhere, fashion accounts started discussing her style, and fans began comparing her aura to celebrities walking major red carpets. Suddenly, people who barely followed women's basketball knew exactly who Tanaya Latson was. That single moment transformed her image from elite athlete into rising celebrity athlete. What made the moment even more powerful was how naturally confident she looked. She didn't seem nervous. She didn't look overwhelmed by the cameras. Instead, she looked comfortable in the spotlight, like somebody already prepared for the fame that was beginning to surround her. Fans loved that confidence immediately because sports audiences are always attracted to athletes who appear fearless under pressure. And Tanaya looked completely unfazed by all the attention exploding around her. As her popularity kept growing, curiosity about her personal life exploded too. Fans started searching for answers everywhere online. Did she have a boyfriend? Was she secretly dating another athlete? Was there somebody supporting her behind the scenes? But despite all the speculation, Tanaya kept her private life extremely low-key. There were no major public relationships, no online drama, and no confirmed boyfriend information dominating headlines. That mystery only increased fan curiosity because people always become more interested when they feel like they can't fully figure somebody out. At the same time, another major topic started following her name everywhere: money. NIL completely changed college sports, and Tanaya quickly became one of the athletes benefiting from the new era. Fans started discussing her sponsorships, brand deals, and estimated net worth almost as much as they discussed her basketball performances. Suddenly, she wasn't just trending because of scoring highlights, she was trending because people believed she was building a serious business empire around her growing fame. Brands immediately saw her potential because Tanaya represented everything modern sports companies love. She had elite talent, confidence, strong social media attention, growing mainstream recognition, and a clean public image. Partnerships with brands like Powerade and other NIL opportunities showed that companies already viewed her as somebody with long-term marketability. That's when many fans realized her career was becoming much bigger than basketball alone. Her move to South Carolina only increased that exposure dramatically. Playing under Dawn Staley guaranteed national television games, media attention, and non-stop conversations around the program. Every South Carolina game suddenly felt bigger because fans wanted to see how Tanaya would perform under championship expectations. And the scary part for opponents was that she kept improving. Instead of struggling with the pressure, she looked more comfortable every month. One of the biggest changes fans noticed was her maturity as a player. Earlier in her career, she often relied heavily on raw scoring aggression. But at South Carolina, she started controlling games more intelligently. She learned patience, timing, and efficiency. Rather than forcing impossible shots every possession, she trusted teammates more and picked her moments carefully. That evolution terrified analysts because naturally gifted scorers become even harder to stop once they master discipline and decision-making. That's when conversations about her future became truly serious. Fans and analysts no longer debated whether she was talented enough for the WNBA. Instead, they started asking how far she could actually go. Could she become an all-star? Could she become the face of a franchise? Could she eventually become one of the defining stars of her generation? Those questions followed her everywhere because people genuinely believed her ceiling was enormous. Then came the WNBA Draft storyline, and once again chaos followed her name. Many fans expected Tanaya to be selected much earlier than she eventually was. So when she slipped lower in the draft than expected, social media exploded with reactions instantly. Some fans were shocked, others were angry, and many analysts immediately started labeling her the steal of the draft. That phrase spread rapidly online because people genuinely believed teams had made a mistake by letting her fall. When she landed with the Los Angeles Sparks, the celebrity side of her career suddenly became even bigger. Los Angeles is not a normal sports market. It's a city built around fame, cameras, branding, and attention. Fans immediately imagined Tanaya becoming part of that culture. Big games, tunnel fits, endorsement opportunities, interviews, social media trends, and national spotlight moments. The move felt almost cinematic because her personality and image already matched the celebrity energy surrounding LA sports culture. But despite all the fame growing around her, the thing many basketball fans still admire most is her hunger. Even after becoming nationally known, she still plays with the energy of somebody trying to prove doubters wrong every single game. That mentality is a huge reason people stay emotionally invested in her story because it feels like she still hasn't reached her full potential yet.